Good morning. Welcome to session 2 of chapter 3 of company law. Here we are going to discuss about equity shares. As all of us know, equity shares are ownership shares. The holder of equity shares become the owners of the company. Section 43, which defines equity shares, we are seeing only from the legal aspects, okay? Not the contents like benefits of equity shares or what do you mean by equity shares, etc. That we have sufficiently studied in accountancy. So now we are seeing it only from the point of view of law, company law, how the equity share is affected and how the equity share affects on the activities of the company and what is the relationship between company and equity shares. So these matters we are going to discuss. Section 43, which defines equity shares as equity shares are those shares which are not preference shares. Okay, so another kind of shares through which authorized capital is collected called equity shares. Equity shares are those shares which do not carry the preferential rights in the payment of dividend or in payment or repayment of capital at the time of winding up of the company. During the time of liquidation, if anything remains after paying all the third party debts, equity shareholders will be compensated. Otherwise, nothing is available for them. Every member of a company limited by shares or is limited by shares and holding equity share capital therein, they get voting rights on every resolution placed before the company, and his voting rights on a poll shall be the portion to his share in the paid up equity capital of the company in proportion to his holdings. Say for example, if the total capital is 10 lakh, his capital is 1 lakh rupees, he is holding 1 lakh rupees, then it is 10%. So in voting poll, he will get a 10% voting right. Okay, so 10% of the total vote he can give. Therefore, according to the volume of shares he is having, portion of total shares he is having, he gets voting rights. So those shares which give voting right as well as right to vote, of course voting rights, is called equity shares. Thus, for the purpose of dividend and repayment of capital, the equity shares rank after preference shares. Equity shares are also called ordinary shares or ownership shares. The sum total of equity shares The sum total of equity shares is the equity share capital. According to section 54 of Companies Act of 2013, company can also issue sweat equity shares. Let's see the meaning of sweat equity shares later. This is all about equity shares. And now, obviously one doubt arises, is there any differences between equity shares and preference shares? If so, what are the differences? These are some of the grounds of differences. Okay, 9 points are some of the grounds of differences. First one, right as to dividend. Preference shareholders enjoy preferential right to receive dividends, whereas equity shareholders are ranked next to preference shareholders in receiving dividends. Right of capital. Right on capital means at the time of liquidation of company, right on taking back the capital is so invested on the company by equity shareholders. Preference shareholders, they enjoy priority in this respect. They get preferential rights even in taking back of capital also at the time of liquidation. Equity shareholders rank next to preference shareholders with respect of capital. And third one, rate and magnitude of dividend. MA, I supposed to write MGNITUD of dividend. By mistake, one no, A is missing there. It is magnitude. Okay, rate and magnitude of dividend. Rate of dividend is fixed by articles of association, and unpaid dividends can accumulate if they are cumulative preference shares. Articles of association which permits preference shareholders to take fixed rate of dividend even if there is no profit. Okay, so if it is a cumulative preference shares, then the dividend gets accumulated over the years if remains unpaid. But equity shareholders dividend is not cumulated. Dividend fluctuates according to assets value, earning capacity, power and stability of the company, and they are always remains non-cumulative. On the basis of voting rights, preference shareholders enjoy voting rights only under exceptional circumstances. For example, if the dividend is paid for 2 years, they will get the voting right. But equity shareholders enjoy voting rights. They are the real risk bearers of the company. Voting rights shall be in the proportion to the total paid up capital on shares by each equity share. Each equity shareholder. Face value, fifth one. Relatively higher, usually 200, 500, etc. Face value can be seen for preference shares. Neither too high nor too low, usually 10, 50, 100, 150 will be praised each equity share. On the basis of redeemability, if you go for discussing it, they can be redeemed after the expiry of some period, say for example 10 years. Okay, redeemable preference shares. See, preference shares can be redeemed according to the terms provided there in articles of association. If it is raised for 5 years, after a lapse of 5 years it can be redeemed, means paid off. If it is for 15 years, after 15 years it is paid off. But equity shareholders are always irredeemable in nature, and they constitute permanent share capital of the company. Unless the company sees liquidation, equity shareholders are not paid off. Here, next one, appeal to investors. In preference shares, minimum risk is involved. Right of preference shareholders are stable and secure. So, they have an appeal to cautious investors. The investors who want a stable return for them and want to bear less risk are more welcomed to invest on preference shares. Whereas equity share capital is a risky capital. However, return is not confined to them. It is not sure that they will get return against their capital. So, they have an appeal to ordinary investors who prefer to risk their capital in anticipation of maximum dividend. And eighth one, nature of capital. It's called premier capital as it gets fixed income like rent. Whereas it is a risky, equity shares is a risky capital. Issue of bonus or right shares. See, in preference shares, a company cannot issue right shares or bonus shares to the existing preference shareholders. Whereas in case of equity shares, bonus shares can either bonus shares or right shares can be issued. So, these are the grounds of differences. We are moving on to the next aspect, that is sweat equity. Section 54 deals with sweat equity. Let's see. Sweat equity means the equity shares issued by the company to its employees or directors at a discount or for consideration other than cash. It's a simple definition for sweat equity. If the shares are offered either to the employees or directors of the company at a discount or in consideration for other than cash. Sweat equity shares are the equity shares issued by the company as a consideration to any person who has rendered service to it. For example, If a company can issue sweat equity shares to a person who has helped it to acquire a patent right, or for example for providing technical know-how, etc. Here are some legal provisions under Section 54 of Companies Act of 2013 relating to the issue of sweat equity shares. The first one is, issue of sweat equity shares should be authorized by special resolution passed by the company in annual general body meeting. So special resolution is needed. And next one, the special resolution authorizing the issue of sweat equity shares should specify the current market price of shares, number of shares, consideration if any for which such shares are to be issued, class of director or employees to whom such shares are issued. So these four things should be specified in the resolution. Next, third one, it's very easy concept, okay? Try to understand. The sweat equity share is to be issued by the company should be of that class of equity shares which the company has already issued. The sweat equity shares must be of the same class of equity shares which the company has already issued. Company ಯಾವ equity share ಅನ್ನು ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿದೆಯೋ ಸೇಮ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿನ equity share ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. Section 54 subsection 1. Next one, the company must have working for at least 1 year from the date it became entitled to commence its business. Section 54 subsection 1c. Company must have working for at least 1 year from the date it became entitled to commence the business. Company the company must be working in the year next to the year in which it has commenced. Next one, equity shareholders of company are listed on the recognized stock exchange and sweat equity shares are issued in accordance with the regulations made in Securities and Exchange Board of India on this behalf. So everything goes according to the SEBI guidelines. And next one, if the shares are not listed in any of the recognized stock exchange, the sweat equity shares are issued in accordance with the rules as may be prescribed. Next one, the rights, limitations, restrictions and provisions as are for the time being applicable equity shares shall be applicable to sweat equity shares. Means the rules applied for equity shares are also applied to the issue of sweat equity shares. So this is about sweat equity shares, and we are moving on to the next concept, that is procedure for the allotment of shares. Here are some procedures for the allotment of shares: general procedures and general provisions and special provisions. Okay, there are two provisions, general provisions and special provisions. I just go on telling the procedure, okay, for the allotment of shares: opening of subscription list, closure of subscription list, recording of details of application received and allotment sheets, opening of a share application account with a scheduled bank, okay, security of scrutiny of application, sorting of application, for example, passing of a resolution at the board meeting approving the allotment, sending letters of allotment. So these are some of the procedures, and there are some legal provisions in the allotment of shares. So these provisions are categorized under two heads: general provisions and special provisions. General provisions, let us see. A valid allotment must be in accordance with the provisions of Indian Contract Act. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡ್ ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟು ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರನೇ ಅಲಾಟ್ ಆಗುವಂಥದ್ದು. And these are some of the general provisions of Indian Contract Act which must be observed while allotting the security, while allotting the shares. First one, proper authority. Allotment must be made by proper authority in accordance with the provisions of articles of the company. It must be made by a resolution of the board of directors of the company to be passed, and if the allotment is made by the general manager under the improper delegation by the directors was held to be void. So the person behind the allotment is directors. Board of directors must pass a resolution for it. So he is the proper authority, not the general manager. Next one, reasonable time. Here, allotment must be made within a reasonable time after the date of application. Otherwise, the application is not bound to accept the share. Applicant is not bound to accept the shares. There is a huge time lag between the receipt of application and allotment of shares. Applicant may lose his interest over it and he may refuse to purchase the shares. Okay. Here, after the purchase of, after the shares are being applied by a particular person, and if huge time gap is involved from the receipt of application up to the allotment of shares, and at the time of allotment, if the applicant refuses to purchase the shares, then the company should not go ahead to allot the shares. His application money should be refunded. Communication. The allotment must be communicated to the person making the application. In case of postal communication, allotment is complete as soon as the letter of allotment is posted. By the posting of letter of allotment will be completed. Notwithstanding the fact that the letter does not reach the applicant. Okay, notwithstanding the fact that whether the letter is reached to the applicant or not, just by the letter we have posted, that work is over, allotment is over. Next one, absolute and unconditional. The allotment must be absolute and unconditional. Where an allotment for shares is conditional and the condition is not fulfilled, the applicant is not bound by the allotment. Okay, so allotment must be absolute and unconditional. ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮಿಗೆ ಒಳಗಾಗಿ ಶೇರನ್ನು ಅಲಾಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರೆ, ನೀನು ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸನ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಿಮಗೆ ಶೇರ್ಸನ್ನು ಅಲಾಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಈ ಥರ ಕಂಡೀಷನಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಫ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಫುಲ್ಫಿಲ್ಡ್, ಆ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಫುಲ್ಫಿಲ್ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ any of the conditions, okay, so share is allotted only if you do a particular task. ನೀನು ನನ್ನ ಕಂಪನಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೇಸ್ ಹಾಕಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಿಮಗೆ ಶೇರ್ಸನ್ನು ಅಲಾಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಇಫ್ ಈ ಫೈಲ್ಸ್ ಕೇಸ್, shares will not be allotted. The applicant is not bound by the allotment, means allotment ಆಗಲೇಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದಾಗಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೇನೆ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೆಂಟ್ ಶೇರ್ಸನ್ನು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. Allotment against application money. Not money. Allotment against application only. No valid allotment can be made on oral request. According to section 2 subsection 55, to become a member, a person should agree in writing. Thus, an allotment can be made without application for allotment. To become a member, in black and white form, you need to file the application. Therefore, here, applicants, no allotment can be made without a written application for allotment. Means, you have to apply in black and white form, and against which only allotment will be made. And allotment not to be contravention of any other law. See, this is very important, that if the shares are issued in a manner prohibited by stock exchange regulations, the issue would be invalid. Stock exchange ರೂಲ್ಸ್ಗಳ ಫಾರಿನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ರೂಲ್ಗಳ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಫಾರಿನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ರೂಲ್ಗಳ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅಂತಹ ಶೇರ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಫಾರಿನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜು ಪ್ರಾಹಿಬಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂತಹ ರೂಲ್ಗಳ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಶೇರ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಇನ್ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಾಯ್ಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಕನ್ಫರ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಎಲಾಟಿ ನೋ ಟೈಟಲ್ ವಾಟ್ಸ್ ಎವರ್ ಟು ದ ಶೇರ್ಸ್. ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಶೇರ್ ಅಲಾಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಶೇರ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಹಕ್ಕು ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಆಲ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಇಶ್ಯೂಡ್ ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ಪ್ರಾವಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಾರಿನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ regulations. And we are moving on to special provisions. Let's see what are the special provisions stipulated for the allotment of shares. There are 11 special provisions. Companies Act of 2013, which prescribes number of restrictions, special provisions regarding the allotment of shares by companies. First one, registration and issue of prospectus. Under section 26 subsection 4 of Companies Act, no prospectus can be issued by a company to the public until the copy of it has been filed for registration with the registrar. ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಗದಂತಹ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸನ್ನು ಕಂಪನಿ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್. ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 39 subsection 1 and 3. No allotment of any securities of a company offered to the public for subscription shall be made without getting minimum subscription. Okay, according to the amount stated therein in prospectus. And sum payable on application for the amount so stated have been paid to and received by the company by check or by other instrument. If the stated minimum amount has not been subscribed, the sum payable on application is not received within a period of 30 days from the date of issue of prospectus or such other period as may be prescribed by SEBI. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್, ಈಗ ನಾವು 10,000 ಶೇರ್ಗಳನ್ನು ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಒಂದು 500 ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಈ ಥರ ರೂಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಶೇರನ್ನು ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡೋ ಹಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಂದೂ ಶೇರ್ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮನಿ ವಿದಿನ್ 30 ಡೇಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನಿಗೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾದ ಹಣ 30 ಡೇಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಕೊಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಸೆಬಿಯ ಗೈಡ್ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಶೇರನ್ನು ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಟೈಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಟು ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ವಿಚ್ ದ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಕೆಪ್ಟ್ ಓಪನ್. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟು ಓಪನ್ ಇಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬದಲಾಗಿ ಸೆಬಿಸ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ 2009 ವಿಚ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ಸ್ ದ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಕೆಪ್ಟ್ ಓಪನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ 3 ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಡೇಸ್. ಇದು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಗೋದಾದರೆ ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಕೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ 3 ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಡೇಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ 10 ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಡೇಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡಿಂಗ್ ದ ಡೇಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ವಿಚ್ ದ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಈಸ್ ಕೆಪ್ಟ್ ಓಪನ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ 3 ಡೇಸ್ ತನಕ ಓಪನ್ ಇಡಬೇಕು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಜನರು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ 3 ದಿನಗಳ ಕಾಲಾವಕಾಶ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. 10 ದಿನಗಳ ತನಕನೂ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೈಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಶೇರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದನ್ನು ಏನಾದರೂ ವೆರಿಫಿಕೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಸಿವ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೇಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಟು ವೆರಿಫೈ ದ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ರೈಟ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ, ಸಪೋಸ್ ಇದು ರೈಟ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಶೇರ್ಗಳಾಗಿದ್ದರೆ ದ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಶಲ್ ರಿಮೈನ್ ಓಪನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಆಫ್ 15 ಡೇಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ರಿಮೈನ್ ಓಪನ್ ಬಿಯಾಂಡ್ 30 ಡೇಸ್. 15 ದಿನಗಳ, ಇದು ರೈಟ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಗಿದ್ದರೆ 15 ದಿನಗಳ ತನಕ ಇಡ್ಬೋದು ಮತ್ತು 30 ಡೇಸ್ನ ತನಕ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಟು 30 ಡೇಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್. ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಗಿದ್ದರೆ, ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಆಫರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರೆ, ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಸಚ್ ಆಫರ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಪ್ರಯರ್ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮನಿ. ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 39 subsection 2 of Companies Act of 2013, the company must have received at least 5% of the nominal amount of shares or such other percentage or amount as may be prescribed by Securities and Exchange Board of India. ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮನಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿರಬೇಕು ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟಿನ 5% ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ನಾಮಿನಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಸೆಬಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ತದೋ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಎ ಕಂಪನಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ಡ್ ದಟ್ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮನಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೀನ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ಡ್ up to the amount of minimum subscription stated therein the prospectus before it proceeds to allot the shares. ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತು ಶೇರ್ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮನಿ 5% ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇಫ್ ದ ಶೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ಡ್ ರುಪೀಸ್ 10 ಅದರ 5% ಅಂತಂದರೆ 50 ಪೈಸೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮನಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. Otherwise, the company must return all the application money received within the 15 days. Otherwise, interest will be 15% interest will be the penalty for delayed period. Next one, basis of allotment. Allotment is done on proportionate basis within the specified categories rounded off to the nearest integer. Minimum allotment will be equal to the minimum application size as fixed and disclosed by the issuer. ಎಷ್ಟು ಶೇರನ್ನು ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅದು ಯಾವ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿರಬೇಕು, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿಗೆ ರೌಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅದು ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕೂಡ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅದರ ಫಿಗರಿಗೆ ರೌಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡೇ ಅಲಾಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಓವರ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್, ಇಫ್ ದರ್ ಈಸ್ ಓವರ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಟು ಡೂ? ಓವರ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ 10,000 ಶೇರ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ 20,000 ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಬಂದಿರ್ತದೆ. ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ಗೈಡ್ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಬೈ ಸೆಬಿ, ನೋ ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಇಶ್ಯೂವರ್ in excess of the specified securities offered through the offer document. In case of it is a case of oversubscription. If there is oversubscription, allotment is not more than 10% of the net offer to public may be made for the purpose of making allotment in minimum lots. ಓಕೆ, ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಓವರ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ an allotment of not more than 10% of the net offer to public. ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿನ ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡಿನ 10%ಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅಲಾಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಲಾಟಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಜಸ್ಟ್ 10% ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲಾಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಟು ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, whenever a company having a share capital makes any allotment of securities, it shall file with the registrar a return of allotment in such manner as may be prescribed section 39 subsection 4. ಯಾವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನಿ ತನ್ನ ಶೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲನ್ನು ಶೇರನ್ನು ಅಲಾಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ಅಲಾಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಶೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೋ, ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಅದು ಒಂದು ರಿಟರ್ನನ್ನು ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದಂತಹ ರಿಟರ್ನನ್ನು ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನಿ ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್, ದ ಕಂಪನಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಹೂ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಶೆಲ್ ಬಿ ಲಯಬಲ್ ಟು ಪೇ ಪೆನಾಲ್ಟಿ ಫಾರ್ ಈಚ್ ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್. 1,000 rupees for each day during such default continues. Okay, 1 lakh rupees or 1 lakh rupees, whichever is less. 1,000 per day on each day of default continues, or 1 lakh rupees, whichever is less, will be the fine. ನಾನು ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕಂಪನಿ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ ಎದುರುಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ತಪ್ಪಿದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಗಳಿಗೂ ದಿವಸಕ್ಕೆ 1,000 ರೂಪೀಸ್ನ ಹಾಗೆ ಫೈನು, ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ, ಆರ್ 1 lakh rupees, ವಿಚೆವರ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೆಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ಲೋಸರ್ ಆಫ್ ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್. ಸೊ ದ ಕಂಪನಿ, while allotting the shares, making public issue of prospectus it must state an application for the permission of listing its shares or debentures it has been made in one or more stock exchanges. ಕಂಪನಿ ಅದರ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಕ್ಕಿರುವಂತಹ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನನ್ನು, ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜಲ್ಲಿ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅದಕ್ಕಿರುವಂತಹ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿರಬೇಕು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಮನಿ ಟು ಬಿ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಡ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್. ನಾನು ಮೊದಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಅಂಡರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 39, ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮನಿ ರಿಸೀವ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ applicants on shares subscribed must be deposited in a separate bank account, okay, called share application account opened in a scheduled bank. This amount should not be withdrawn by the company until the company obtains the business commencement certificate. So until the company gets a business commencement certificate, the share application money it cannot use. So once it gets business commencement certificate of incorporation, it can go ahead to use application money. And other important points here, apart from this, the listing of public issue with the recognized stock exchange is compulsory according to Companies Act of 2013. ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಗಳೊಡನೆ ಅದರ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಗಳಿದೆ. ಒಂದು 2 ಪಾಯಿಂಟನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ ನಾನು. ರೆಕಾಗ್ನೈಸ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಲೇಬೇಕು. ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ 2013ನ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಯಾವ ಕಂಪನಿ ಶೇರನ್ನು ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡುತ್ತದೋ ಅದು ರೆಕಾಗ್ನೈಸ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜಲ್ಲಿ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮೇಡ್ ವಿದೌಟ್ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ರೆಕಾಗ್ನೈಸ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಶಾಲ್ ಬಿ ವಾಯ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ರೆಕಾಗ್ನೈಸ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜಿನ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೇ ಮಾಡಿದಂತಹ ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟು ಅದು ವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ರೆಕಾಗ್ನೈಸ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜಲ್ಲಿ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ರೆಕಾಗ್ನೈಸ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜಿನ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ತಗೊಂಡೇ ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅದರ್ ಪ್ರಾವಿಷನ್ಸ್. ಹೋಪ್ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.